What's up, YouTube? We back at it with another video. Today we gonna be reacting to 3 creepy motel horror stories. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you either gonna sleep in a hotel or motel. I usually sleep in a hotel. I rarely sleep in a man. Anyway, gang, we gonna dive into the video, vibe out, and if you can like, comment, subscribe, I very appreciate it. And yo, we should finna dive into the video.
The knock came at 6:43 a.m. I know this because I was staring at my phone, trying to decide whether 3 hours of sleep counted as rest or merely as expensive insomnia. Business trips to nowhere towns always screwed with my head, but this Hampton Inn felt different.
Hampton?
Housekeeping! Just need to clean...
Man, this man got a bald chin, bro. Man, nutsack chin ass nigga, bro. On God, I'm on his,
Quick.
On his ass, get on his ass.
The voice was male and gravelly, like he'd been smoking since middle school. I hadn't put out the do not disturb sign because, honestly, who bothers you at 6:43 a.m.?
I didn't request housekeeping.
I called through the door. Hotel policy, ma'am. Daily cleaning.
Bro, that man look disgusting. Oh God, that man look ugly. Hey, if you a female, you like, I'm already done, bro. Y'all letting that nigga slide. If he got good ribs, y'all letting her cook real quick.
Won't take but a minute. I moved closer to the peephole. A man in a gray janitor's uniform stood there, hands shoved deep in his pockets. Something about his posture made my skin crawl.
Yeah,
he was too still, eager, and patient.
I said no, thank you.
He didn't move for a long moment. He just stood there, and I could feel him listening, breathing on the other side of that thin hotel door. Finally, his footsteps retreated down the hallway. I should have chalked it up to overzealous hotel staff and tried to squeeze in another hour before my client meeting. Instead, I found myself pacing the small room while that encounter replayed in my head like a broken record. 20 minutes later, I heard it again, the same knock and rhythm, but it wasn't my door. It was coming from down the hall. I pressed my ear to the door, holding my breath. Housekeeping! Just need to clean real quick. I had to look. My primal gut was screaming that this wasn't right, and I've learned to trust that voice. It's kept me alive in boardrooms full of predators, and apparently it works in shady hotels too.
I hope so.
I turned the deadbolt as quietly as possible and cracked the door open just enough to see down the hallway. Room 237. He was standing there in that same gray uniform. His hands weren't in his pockets anymore. They were on the door handle. He was trying to open it, rather desperately. He didn't have a cart, cleaning supplies, or key cards. He was merely a man in a worn-out uniform, testing door handles as if he were shopping for unlocked rooms. The woman in 237 must have been smarter than me, or maybe just more tired, because she didn't answer. He stood there for another 30 seconds, testing the handle again, then moved to 239. My hands were shaking now.
Bro,
I watched him try 3 more doors. The same routine each time. He performed a polite knock, recited the scripted line, and then gently tested the handle when no one answered. He moved like he had all the time in the world, like the moment was just another Tuesday morning. Room 243 opened. I couldn't see who answered, but I heard a woman's voice, groggy and confused.
Oh yeah, she's cooked.
I didn't order housekeeping.
Hotel policy, ma'am. Daily cleaning.
I don't know. I'm not dressed.
Won't take but a minute. Just need to check something real quick. The way he said check something made my stomach turn. There was hunger in his voice now. Barely contained excitement.
Bro, she already opened the door. She's cooked. All he gotta do is Bro, stay safe, gang. Don't open the door. You don't know this, man. Talking about housekeeping. I ain't see no type of... Man...
that hadn't been there when he knocked on my door.
Don't open the door,
I slammed my door shut and grabbed my phone, fingers fumbling as I dialed the front desk.
Hampton Inn, this is Derek. How can I help you? There's a man in a janitor's uniform going door to door, claiming to be housekeeping. He tried to get into my room, and now he's down the hall trying other doors. A man? Ma'am, our housekeeper is a woman, and she doesn't start until 10 a.m.
The blood drained from my face.
What? Maria is our only housekeeper on duty today. and she won't be in for another 2 hours. What room are you in? 231. He's at room 243 right now. I think he got someone to open their door. I'm calling security and police right now. Stay in your room and don't open the door for anyone.
I hung up and pressed my ear to the door again. The hallway had gone quiet. Too quiet. No voices, no footsteps, nothing. Then I heard it. A soft, muffled crying coming from down the hall that will haunt me until the day I die. I grabbed the security latch and chained my door, then dragged the desk chair over and wedged it under the handle. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears, drowning everything else out. 3 minutes later, I heard running footsteps in the hallway. It had to be security, the police. They were shouting. Then the door slammed open. "Ma'am, are you okay? Ma'am, can you hear me?" The crying was louder now. I stayed pressed against my door for what felt like hours, but was probably only 20 minutes. Finally, there was a gentle knock on my door. "Miss, this is Officer Martinez with the police department. The man has been apprehended. You're safe now." When I finally opened the door, the hallway was full of people. Police officers, hotel security, paramedics. The woman from 243 was sitting on the floor outside her room, wrapped in a hotel bathrobe, still crying. She was bleeding from her head. The man got inside and hit her with a rusty spanner. He could have done way worse to the woman if the cops didn't show up in time. Officer Martinez explained that the man had been using the janitor disguise to target female guests. He'd hit 3 other hotels in the past month, always the same route, always the same script. The officer's expression told me everything. Let's just say your call saved her life. I checked out that morning and drove straight home, but I can't shake the image of him standing in the hallway. The patience, the calculation, the way he tried my door.
Bro, his booty face ass over here knocking on doors and trying to get into women's hotel rooms, bro, what? It be some weird people, gang. Stay safe. Don't open the door. What is you doing? Talking about I didn't order room service. Nah, shit.
Handled just to see, just in case I'd been careless with the lock. I still travel for work, but now I always request rooms near the elevator, always check the peephole twice, always verify housekeeping with the front desk, even if it seems too much. The neon sign reading Sunset Motel flicked.
Oh yeah, any motels that look like this where it's just open and it's out like that, shit go down at them bitches. Real talk.
Like a dying heartbeat. I sat in my dead Honda, staring at the place that looked like every horror movie's opening scene. But at 2 a.m. on a deserted highway with my phone at 3% battery, this dump was my only option. The desk clerk barely looked up when I paid cash. His eyes were bloodshot, and he smelled like stale cigarettes. The room was exactly what I expected. Brown carpet that squelched under my feet. A bedspread that probably hadn't been washed for years. And walls thin enough that I could hear every movement from neighboring rooms. But I was exhausted. The bed would have to do for a few hours until the tow truck could come at dawn. I just kicked off my shoes when somebody knocked on my door like they were in grave danger. I looked through the peephole and saw a teenage girl, maybe 17, with mascara streaked down her cheeks and blonde hair matted against her head. She was shivering in a tank top and shorts, arms wrapped around herself. When she looked up at the door, her eyes were wide with panic.
Please, can I use your phone? My boyfriend, he just dumped me and took off with my stuff. I need to call my friend.
Every instinct I had screamed at me in a big no. But looking at her through the peephole, seeing how young she was,
if somebody comes knocking on your motel door and it's like a woman like that, I don't know, gang, like, it's not the fear of not helping a woman. It's the fear of what could come with that. I'm thinking, okay, her boyfriend probably in on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much stuff running through your head of natural survival instincts. you don't even want to help people no more. That's crazy. Like, bro, you could be a sheep in wolf's clothing. You could be a wolf. You could be a wolf in sheep's clothing. My bad, twin. Hey.
Scared, I couldn't just leave her out there. I cracked the door open, chain still attached.
Are you okay? Please, I just need to make one phone call.
Yeah.
I promise I'm not crazy or anything. Jake, my boyfriend, we had a huge fight and...
She held up empty hands.
My friend Sarah lives nearby. She'll come get me.
Against every horror movie rule I'd ever learned, I opened the door. She practically fell inside, still shaking. Up close, I could see she was even younger than I'd thought. There was a small bruise forming on her left cheek.
Thank you so much.
She took my phone with trembling hands.
I'm Megan, by the way. I'm so sorry about this.
She dialed quickly, like she knew the number by heart. While it rang, she looked around the room. Her eyes lingered on my luggage longer.
Sarah? Yeah, I'm at that motel. The Sunset one? Off Highway 76. Room 237. Yeah, a lady. No, she's cool. Real nice, actually. Blonde, probably late 20s. Traveling alone.
My blood went cold. That wasn't how you describe someone to a friend picking you up. That was how you describe someone to...
She can't. I saw her car outside. It's broken down.
Megan's eyes met mine, and I saw something that made my skin crawl. She wasn't scared anymore. She was calculating. I reached for my phone, but she stepped back, still holding it.
10 minutes? Perfect.
She nodded at whatever Sarah was saying. I backed away slowly, trying not to show my panic.
I think you should leave now.
Megan smiled, and it was the most terrifying thing I'd ever seen. Sweet and innocent on the surface, but her eyes were dead.
Nah, it's either you or me.
You know what's funny about people like you?
She said, still holding my phone.
In a real situation like that, you actually gonna be kind of nervous, but hey, everybody deal with it differently, gang. You either gonna probably swing on shorty, and y'all gonna be wrestling in the room for 10 minutes until old buddy come, or you just gonna sit there with the girl, got your only source of fucking help, my nigga. Like, you feel me?
You're so desperate to be good, to help. It makes this so much easier.
She walked to the window, peering out at the parking lot.
Bitch!
Sarah's bringing friends. They're really excited to meet you.
I bolted for the door, but she was faster than she looked. Megan grabbed my arm, nails digging in deep enough to draw blood.
Where are you going? They'll be here soon. You wouldn't want to be rude, would you?
I yanked free and made it to the door, fumbling with the locks. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely work them. I heard the sliding glass door open behind me.
Right on time.
Megan giggled. Heavy footsteps echoed on the balcony. There were male voices, low and sinister. I finally opened the door and ran into the hallway, screaming for help. The motel was silent and dark everywhere. Where was everyone? Where was the desk clerk? I heard them behind me. At least 2 men, maybe more. Their footsteps echoed off the concrete. I ran toward the front office, but the lights were off. I ran blindly and entered one of the ground floor rooms. I slammed the door shut and hurried toward the bathroom window. Behind me, I could hear something heavy hit the main door. The window was small and high, but I'm not a big person. I could fit. The glass cut my arms as I squeezed through the window. I could hear them breaking down the bathroom door as I dropped into the bushes behind the motel. My phone was still in there with Megan, but there was a gas station about half a mile down the road. If I could just... Lisa! I froze. One of the men knew my name. How did he know my name? Lisa, we just want to talk. Megan says you're being unreasonable. I ran, stumbled through the desert scrub, cutting my legs on thorns, not caring about anything except getting away from that voice. It followed me for what felt like hours, but was probably only minutes.
Hey, that's
the gas
straight
station was
adrenaline.
closed.
Bro, that's straight adrenaline. All they seen is feet and ass, nigga. not stopping, bro. She said she getting cut up by cactus, all type of shit. Man, straight adrenaline, nigga. Oh,
The
God.
payphone worked. The police found me there bleeding and babbling about a teenage girl in traffic.